is up, ladies and gents? Welcome back. You thought we were done? Ha! Foolish. Foolish of you to think we would want to go home. I mean, I want to go home, but we have so much stuff to recap. We made 2 millionaires in jiu-jitsu. I will repeat that again. 2 millionaires in jiu-jitsu in one night, and it didn't involve scams. At least that we know of. Ah, shit, I shouldn't have said that. It didn't involve a pyramid scheme. I think that one's safe. Didn't involve I can't prove that one either. Anyway, we made $2 million prize winners tonight. Nicky Rod and, yes, the beloved Cade Rotolo, 2 standout performers for Adcc. Now, in the world of CRAIG Jones Invitational, your new champions. And among other things, yes, there is a UFC 305 that is pretty much done, and very excited to see that happening. But there's been so much happening tonight. We just had to take a few moments to recap it. And fortunately, I am surrounded by the best in the business. We'll go ahead and start by saying hello to my longtime friend, my good friend, one, Tim Freeman. Tim, how are you doing, bud?
I'm doing amazing, Raf. Like, we just saw 2 dudes walk home with $1 million sack. We saw the first intergender match, which was pretty cool. We'll get back to that. And we got to see the questions get answered for CJI. So I'm excited. I'm like kind of all over the place, but I'm pretty happy to be here, man. This is wild. This is really wild.
I'm glad you said it like that, because Winter Stick 83 said, the Coke budget for this weekend must be astronomical. All the salt electrolytes in the world aren't keeping you guys up this long. I mean, salt. Hit him with a little bit of that.
Hit him with the salt.
that Tim Freeman special.
I think we've earned our salt.
We did, and they have been keeping us upright. But joining me in the studio for the majority of today, I mean all of today actually, he got to feel what it was like to be a broadcaster all the way through. One, handsome KEVIN Sherrill. Handsome Kevin, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, man. I'm frayed a bit at the edges. I'm feeling a little like, strung a little tight. I need another hit of that salt. It's been a lot of grappling this past weekend, man, and we still have more to go. But like, what an incredible monumental weekend we've had, and it's kind of hard to not be excited and push through, man, and just keep wanting more. Feel great.
Well, speaking of that, I have to look over to you and post this prompt, which is, people watched ADCC?
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean,
that thing's still going on.
Let's put it this way. In the grand scheme of things, yes, they did watch it, but no, they did not make millionaires. It does beg the question, though. There was a challenge that was put out here tonight, and I think it's worth meriting and necessitating some discussion on what kind of rule set are we looking at here, because when you did have the newly minted millionaire in one Nicky Rod being a champion, handed a briefcase, he didn't even look at the money and just said, Gordon, I want you. Challenge put out there. Now, it's so vague in terms of what he wanted to do. I think he mentioned something about B Team and putting it on their YouTube channel, which great for publicity. I like that. But it begs the question, what are the $1 million stipulations? What are the $1 million rule sets? What are we looking to have here? Now, I realize this is almost far too soon to get into, but I'm going to start with you, Tim. What the hell are we looking to do with this match now that it is out in the ether and could very easily be made by tomorrow evening?
Of all the things you could do with $1 million, you could buy your mom a house, you could pay off your student loans, you could coast for a while and continue your jiu-jitsu bum lifestyle. He doubles down on it and says, like, man, he wants to get this fight. I think he has to do it. It has to be done in the pit. I think it has to be done with this rule set and the rounds. We've seen Nicky Rod and Gordon Ryan in the traditional rule sets, and we've seen the outcomes, and it's been in Gordon's favor, right? Every time. I think, didn't Nicky catch him, like maybe popped his arm in EBI or something like that?
He popped him with a toe hold in EBI, and then they had a very close ride time
yeah.
shootout in the EBI overtime.
EBI overtimes, right?
ADCC was a quick submission.
Yeah, I think Gordon still has an advantage in a long format, but with rounds like this, if they do the rule set with rounds and with the pit wall, I think Nicky has a real strong chance to get to win $2 million now.
You make a compelling note. So we're talking about stipulations. And now that I think about it, it should have been $1 million stipulations, but we'll get back into it. I still like $1 million rule set. If you lay out the challenge and you don't say the exact stipulations, you leave it open for interpretation.
Yeah.
And that's where Gordon excels as the troll that he is. And it is kind of the way he made his name for himself for years, was trolling Andre Galvo. Lo and behold, until he made that a reality and a very popular super fight for the ADCC rule set. But Tim, you did strike something on the head here for me in terms of my perspective, which is you now have a distinct advantage over Gordon. You have experience in the pit. You are somebody who got all submissions in the pit. So why would you not include that in the stipulation? I don't know, man. Maybe you're just so excited you want $1 million. I can't tell you what it is, but if you get the chance to clarify your post or to put it out there, you should take that lead in the dance. Tell him tomorrow in a post, Gordon Ryan, what say you? Get that $1 million belt that we call it the $1 million belt. There's a $1 million man belt that he created for himself just to say he was a champion in pro wrestling. I'm not going to say that's what happened tonight at ADCC, but we did just add another championship to Gordon's run, even though it was a super fight that nobody asked for. So, Kevin, is there any area of this analysis that we haven't thought or we haven't considered that maybe we should give some consideration to for this $1 million rule set, this stipulation, this gauntlet that Nicky Rod threw out there here today?
Yeah, I have two strong candidates as volunteering myself as Nicky Rod's financial advisor. I have two rule sets that I think he should suggest for his $1 million bet match versus Gordon Ryan, who is currently undefeated against him. One is IBJJF, white belt rules with no straight ankles allowed. No reaping, no straight ankles, no leg locks of any kind. You have to make contact before you pull guard, and if I touch you on the way down, it's a point. An advantage. I think that's a strong candidate. We're going 5 minutes because we're white belts. I think he should really consider that. We can do it in the pit. I think it'd be great at CJI in 5 minutes. Double your money. That's the way to go, Nicky Rod, for sure. Second possible one, I think this one's a little more of a fan favorite. It's going to be a little more pleasing to the crowd. Pride rules. Yep, we're just doing pride rules. Head stomps allowed. Let's go soccer kicks. Go Vanderlei Silva. I really think Nicky Rod has
a Wagner Hosha has entered the chat now. Of course.
Whoa. Did someone say pride rules?
Yeah.
You got me a soccer kick.
You bring up a good point. I'm thinking about this, and I want to take something further than what we kind of were discussing a little bit earlier. You brought this to my attention. I didn't know this, Kevin, but you mentioned the fact that Pat Downey was challenging a jiu-jitsu individual to try their hand at Olympic trials.
Bo Nickel.
Oh, it was Bo Nickel.
Bo Nickel
I thought it was
one.
Pat Downey.
Yeah.
My apologies. Well, Bo Nickel, thank you for that. Sorry. All these wrestlers are the same. You know what I'm saying? No, Bo Nickel put that challenge out. I think that's very interesting to sweeten the pot. So if you're Nicky Rod and you've had this exclusive experience with Gordon Ryan, why wouldn't you challenge him to a wrestling match then? Because you have the advantage there. You have the ability to make that narrative. So why not play into that rule set? Yeah, Gordon can counter and say like, well, he's afraid of me in jiu-jitsu, but we saw what happened when Gordon did some of those matches with Bo Nickel himself. What better way to turn the tide? I'm just saying, I think it's time that people learn. They got the announcement right. They got the proclamation right, and the feel, the leaving everybody on a high. And I wouldn't be surprised if Craig was somehow behind that. As like, hey, mate, if you beat him, you should go out there and challenge Gordon to a fight and put up $1 million. Like they seem to be a group mind head about this sort of thing. If that's the case, well done. You got your viral moment. But now think about the reality of make it beneficial to you. Use the pit, use your wrestling, use everything to your advantage. But I have to say, no matter what, the balls that you have, amazing. But maybe this is deeper than that. Maybe you are thinking about that ADCC moment that you want to get back, and that you know you're better than that, and that you were willing to put $1 million of your own money to get one back. And it's not like it's unprecedented, because we just did a super fight for zero reason other than for somebody to get one back. So just thinking out loud here, you're in the right ballpark, but you have the A side today. Play with that, run with it, because tomorrow, who knows what it brings. But that Gordon we talked about a little bit earlier on our show, he did look a little beatable. So easier said than done. But Nicky Rod, it is your day today. I don't want to rain on your parade. And I see this right here. It says next year Superfight, GSP versus Khabib. What kind of money you think they got, fam? They couldn't even afford us. You think they're going to afford GSP and Khabib? Get out of here, man. Get out. Listen, I don't have any interest in seeing that match anymore. Like,
no.
When I was a kid, all those 3 years ago, I legitimately thought, Khabib coming would be kind of a cool sportsman thing to do. I just think he's happy being a coach. Let him do that. GSP has already told you in uncertain terms, nah, I get obsessed with the thing, and if I get too obsessed, I go into a dark place, and I don't want to go to a dark place. GSP very happy right now, very appear on your show, but GSP dark, very bad. So I think he's already told you he's in a better place because of that. So let's go to our next topic here, which is good. Thank you guys for indulging that one. I would like to bring up this one, which is the fact that, yes, there's a lot of things, a lot of different narratives that happen tonight, but there's the emergence of some heroes and some villains, and maybe not the ones you thought were going to be, or maybe the ones you exactly predicted to be. I'm going to start with you, Kevin. Who are your heroes and villains for tonight, if any at all?
Well, I think CRAIG Jones cements himself as a hero. He's a villain to some very specific individuals that we can all understand. But, he cemented himself as a hero. I mean, he managed to turn an intergender event that, let's be real, smacked of bullying and internet cyberbullying and trolling. The entire lead up of people going after Gabby Garcia and making memes and everything. And he turned it into this wholesome event where he credited her for giving up her spot in the ADCC Hall of Fame, specifically just to help move jiu-jitsu forward. It turned into a wholesome moment. Who saw that one coming?
That's the part I didn't see coming. I knew there would probably be a little bit of all right, we were playing with you guys the whole time. And they didn't outright say it, but the little hugs between them seemed to be the end of a heist movie, which was like, we pulled it off. We did it. And it's a moment they shared together. Now, whether people want them to be romantical or in the future they do a rom-com together, who knows?
A sitcom or a rom-com.
I mean, you know what? Let's just do a movie. It's a little bit like a short end and date. TV can go on forever. But Tim, who are your heroes and villains?
I think Kevin touched on it a little bit. I would say the hero today that really stood out to me is Gabby Garcia. She made a full face turn in the jiu-jitsu world. And let's be honest, she got a lot of hate for a long time. And she's very accomplished. She's got tons of world titles, but she wasn't the most respected or the most loved competitor. But after tonight, I don't know. I think Thomas Mack just showered her with love and kind of was like, okay, we're done picking on you. You could be part of our team now. But she did a pretty cool thing. She was a great sport about it. I think everybody knew this match was a goof. If you didn't know this match was a goof, you should probably get your head checked because, there's no way they're really going to run this out there like that. But at the same time, I think Gabby walks away as a hero. Villains. And I often wonder, do villains just really want to be heroes somewhere deep down inside? And the only way they can express it is by being a villain. Because Nicholas Marigali, I think, has really cemented himself as one of the chief villains of the other team right now. He had thanked himself with a double gold post, talking about how he was going to kill everybody at ADCC, and he got taken out in the was it semifinals or semifinals today. Got injured, but got injured off of action that his opponent initiated, and so it's a tough loss. But I think he's going to double down. I don't think he's going to come back and be like, "Hey guys, I've decided to change my ways." I think he's going to go hard in the paint, and we're going to see more from it. I think he's trying to take the mantle of lead villain from Gordon Ryan. I think that's what's going on right now. But the handoff's not really working.
Slight wrinkle in that plan.
Yeah, Gordon's like, man, my stomach's hurting. Can one of you guys keep winning?
Oh, this crown is so heavy. I get it. We got a note here from the man in Bush. It says, Gabby the GOAT. Absolutely. I mean, tonight, she definitely got some great credit. Now, it wasn't too long ago that Gabby Garcia was beating up grandmas at
I know. Oh, my
Risen.
gosh, dude.
And I don't know how much she's responsible for it, but it's not easy to justify, yeah, this seems like a good fight. That's like any one of us taking on a white belt and saying like, well, I mean, they did sign a paper saying it was cool to have this super fight. It's like, dude, they are 2 weeks into jiu-jitsu. Shouldn't have walked into my door.
Yeah, is there a win bonus?
Is there a win bonus?
I mean, she was beating up grandmas, but just a few weeks ago, she looked Craig Jones dead in his eyeballs when he asked, "You're going to take that money from those kids?" and said, "Yes."
you know who else? And I don't want this to be lost because I feel like it's kind of getting lost, but I think Fiona Davies is a real hero here too,
Facts.
man. She gave up her title at ADCC. She walked away from that. She fought a hell of a competitor in Mackenzie Dern, and she controlled the whole match, man. She looked fantastic. She's been absolutely super straightforward, even in her criticism of Craig, and has accepted like, hey, there's some things about this stuff that I don't like, but at the same time, I'm trying to push this forward. And she's mostly been out of the limelight because I think she's really trying to push it forward. Like she's not just trying to get likes and be out there with antics. So she's also big time hero.
Absolutely. Those are some great mentions. Honorable mentions, of course, to Andrew Tackett for being an MVP of that competition and really showing out and making that fun. Like I know that a lot of people have their eyes on the prize and they get disappointed when they don't win the $1 million. But if audience love is currency, that dude's going to go very, very far, even further than what we've seen from him. And again, him and his brother lending that credibility as the first pair really to come into this. They kind of kickstarted a revolution with the rest of those first folks because it is, especially at that time when it's uncertain, they took that leap of faith. They trusted Craig. Nicky Rod knew, okay, yeah, he's got the money. Those boys, when Craig said they hit him up on Instagram, they were like, how do I change my life and my parents' life and my family's life? That ended up playing out very well, but especially for Andrew Tackett to kind of have that moment to justify, like, no, you were right, young man. That could have really been a great ADCC experience for you, but things changed. So I see this. Tackett, insane. Absolutely. And wow. You know what's so weird? I don't know if this is going to fuck up our stream, but yeah, fuck Marigali. Man in the bush. I'm just, listen, let's try to have some civility here. And I want to make sure that we get in this note from Albert Bradbury that says, oh, I just see this PGF pre-show. Ooh. How did that happen? Okay. Craig Jones Invitational is going to take over. Just give it 5 years, and it will take over the prestige of ADCC unless the Sand investors copy the 1 million and production takes a step up. Well, Albert, I'm going to take that comment off. So what I would say to you is we don't know who the investor is, but sure, a lot of us have ears and eyes. But let me put it to you this way. I think it's not an assured thing this continues forever. At some point, sometimes people want a return on their investment. And though we can celebrate a great moment here, I don't know what the return is yet. So what's up, Kev? You have something.
Are we still playing for prestige? Did you guys not watch the same event I just watched? Did that feel not prestigious to you guys when Cade Ruotolo and Nicky Rod won their $1 million in the middle of an arena full of screaming fans who recognized what they were watching? That didn't feel like a prestigious moment to you guys? What do you think is going to be more prestigious?
Yeah.
What just happened tonight or the ADCC champions tomorrow? What's going to feel more monumental? Who are we going to be talking about longer? Who has cemented their place in history more
firmly?
Thank you. It's late. More firmly.
And that's not even the best phraseology. So the English guy in me is like, yeah, we could have done better. So you're right. It did change tonight. And yeah, you look at some of those guys with injuries at ADCC and you go, fools. Like, damn. I think what it did, and I see here the man in Bush is saying like ADCC could be $100K to win, 50 for second, 25 for third.
I mean, it could be all kinds of things, you know.
Well, let me just say this though. I think what happened tonight and the numbers game and the trending game, we'll have to see it out tomorrow. But I think metaphorically they pushed ADCC's back up against the wall. And I think they're going to have to look long and hard at the entirety of the experience to really say, we let that happen. And if they're smart, they take note of it, they increase it, they make it compelling, because next year Craig Jones has that opportunity to lapse them a little bit more. And we're not sure. And it says, here comes the money. Very true. That was an amazing event. I am grateful for this experience. There we go. And it was definitely a wake-up call for ADCC. Now, see, the weird part about wake-up calls is you can hit a snooze button. So we don't know if they're necessarily going to take the advice. They've been very bad at taking constructive criticism. And maybe that's just because they were in the middle of what was already a long-time plan. Given that, you have to see what it was like to see those faces, to see those people get lit, to see that the best match from the weekend has not come from ADCC. And you have to be honest with yourself if you want to be in a competitive region. So let's go ahead and kill that part of the discussion. We'll now go to another topic, our third and final discussing topic. And after we do this discussing topic, I'm actually going to go to some footage that we have not aired yet that we have been seeing throughout the day from our friends who have been sending in stuff. I mean, Tim was going out there giving us the best kind of information.
Thank you, sir.
And the best interviews. But this is, who do you want to see at CJI2? Well, now we know it's a real thing. We can't keep calling it hypothetical. We had inside intel that said it's for sure happening next year. And I said, hold. Let's not make a thing of it until we see what it's like. And clearly there's something compelling to it. So, gentlemen, what do you want to see at CGI2? Whether it's people, individuals, or maybe things or aspects, or what are we looking for at CGI2? I'm going to start with you, Tim.
You know, I think I would like to see the weight classes change just a little bit. I think there's when you only have two weight classes, it's like, hey, everyone over this weight on that side of the room, everyone, it's shirts and skins basically at that point. So a little more detail in the weight classes would help. I don't know how that impacts the actual show and how many matches you do and how long it takes and how many days it's stretched out over. These are all problems and challenges that every promotion has to face.
Sure.
When you start getting into this level. And because this has been like the first time, the new time, you get a lot of goodwill from the community and they're willing to overlook a lot of stuff. So I definitely like to see that. Name-wise, I would love to see, and I actually read this, and I watched a video where he said it himself, Marcelo was very close to doing a super fight at CJI this year. And I would love nothing more than for Marcelo to be able to go stand in the spotlight and get the true, accolades and props that he deserves. As we talk about Gordon Ryan so much, but I mean, Marcelo's the man, dude. There's nobody alive right now who has anything bad to say about that dude or his jiu-jitsu. The guy is a top of the line dude, and he really deserves it. So I would love to see them make that happen.
Kevin.
I'd like to see a women's division. I think as we continually make jokes, myself included, about ADCC and like, man, are we even still watching? Who's tuning in? The one set of divisions that didn't get cleared out are the women's divisions. And if you're tuning in, you're seeing some phenomenal jiu-jitsu. I mean, they're only they're brackets of 8. They're dense. They're dense. There's a lot of talent there, and they're putting on some phenomenal matches. I think it'd be really cool if they got a shot at CJI and to compete in the pit and really show what they can do. I think that's what's missing from CJI right now. I agree with Tim. We can mess with the rule sets. We can mess with the weight classes. We can start playing around and seeing what we can really do. There's a lot of super fight potential out there when you're drawing these guys in. I think the women need a chance to compete.
Great perspective here. I'm going to make a quick little note before I make a change to the backdrop here. And I hope this works in real time. That's how you know these things. I fix them as quickly as I can in possibilities. But all things are possible through, my gosh, look at this. Bam. Fix the background while hosting a show.
Wow.
Who else can do that? Not Josh Palmer. Shut up. Just saying. He's very good at what he does. Hey, listen.
This guy.
Someone put in the comment section, and this isn't just me. There's a movement. There's one person that said this when we're like, what do you want to see at Craig Jones Invitational 2? RAF Esparza.
Let's go.
Just say, and you know what? Here, we will continue to say this as many times as possible until we fully get hired. But the answer that we want you guys to understand is we were close. I don't know how close. There was a pitch. There was a possibility. They very politely said not this time. So it's a possibility. So you guys have to keep showing out for us because I got to tell you, there's a reason why we do these things. We love it. We know it's good, but I think they have to see it. And no disrespect to them, I think we would do a better pre-show. So I'm just saying, and I'm willing to put my, you know what? I'm willing to put my $100 million in Monopoly money on the line. Me too. There we go.
We have $73 between us right now.
We're willing to put relook at that budget. I don't know where that's going
Starbucks gift card has a lot of stars on it.
Look,
I'll throw that
but
in there.
I'm going to say this for real. Nobody's doing what we're doing right now.
0 people.
Nobody's
Correct.
doing this right now, independently covering it. I didn't see anybody doing what we were doing when we were out there.
I mean, I'll say this. They are at an after party right now, and we are doing a post show. So
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they didn't work hard this week, but we have been right there neck and neck with them, and we haven't been part of the big show. So I want to also bring this up. Okay, my real answer on this one is this. What do I want to see at Craig Jones Invitational 2? I want to see them form an identity without ADCC. I think that was the appeal this time. Next year, they shouldn't have it. So we talk about the great idea of, yeah, more people can compete or more top-tier stars that were conflicted about the competition, the prestige, the dream versus this reality of $1 million. And now we see it for real and that they made it happen and that there was an audience receptive to it. You got to grow now. Now you got to go on your own. It can't just be an ADCC versus us. It can't just be a marketing campaign that says we're the different thing. Now you exist. And to justify that lead status, that Google trend amount that shows that you are outpacing them, form your identity. The charity is a good aspect, but now you got to show us a compelling reason why we should keep coming back to you and we should keep giving you that leniency of, those 3 rounds were pretty long. Because it's there, but for a lot of us, it's a thing where I think the fans will go with you for a very long time, provided you keep building upon that experience. So I have great feeling that you'll be able to do it, and I don't know what it exactly looks like, but there are some participants at ADCC that I think would do phenomenal there. And so let me just say a couple last things. We're going to do a package in a second here, but it says, I think we all agree that Cade Tackett was the best match of the weekend, but what event do you think is showcasing the best matches overall thus far? I like what I've seen from ADCC and CJI. Yeah. I'm just going to address this. I think it's a great weekend for jiu-jitsu. They are one and the same this weekend. I don't think you cannot compare them just because of the time. I think what'll be interesting to see is which matches do better on social media when they're put up in their individual forms. but I think that because people have a what's that aspect of CJI, it could do better numbers, in my opinion, in the long term. That's just a guess. And it says, yes, CJI versus greater than ADCC. Helena at CJI. Ooh, okay. I see that.
What math formula is this where we go X greater than Y 100%?
I mean, listen, dude, I like me a lot, but some days I'm like, RAF is not greater than every single thing every day. And I see this, and it says Craig already said next year that they're doing a women's $1 million bracket.
Phenomenal.
Okay, cool. Here's the thing. Yes, that would be great. I got to see it. We're told a lot of things by Craig would happen.
Yeah.
Didn't come through.
Craig.
No, we love you, Craig. Good work. And he says, I like that one of our producers is just telling us updates in the chat.
I'm in the Uber.
I'm in the, like, cool, dude. Nobody's yelling at you.
Isaac's in the Uber on the way to Wyoming right now.
J-Rod, Andrew Wiltsey. Yeah, that's dope. But I don't know how competitive Andrew Wiltsey is right now.
Does he still compete?
I think he can be. Money will persuade him. You just give him Panda Express, and I think he's back.
Money motivated?
Everybody has a price.
Everybody motivates
like,
a lot of
bro,
people. But
Yeah, everybody has a price.
So we'll see. Super fight, Laranja versus anybody. Laranja ain't bad, bro. So don't get on him. Right now, we're going to go to a series of videos that were conducted actually on the exit of all the proceedings. So this was filmed by our good friend Isaac Stackhouse. Go ahead and take a look at some of the responses that he was able to get as people were walking out of the Craig Jones Invitational.
Hey, my name's Jed Thompson. I just want to say the CGI was, dude, it was incredible. It was one of the best events I've ever been to. The Cater Tolo Tackett match was insane. That was probably the best match I've ever seen. I'm stoked for next year. I'm hoping to be able to be a part of it next year. I can't wait. So that's all I have to say about CGI. It was one of the best events I've ever been.
But hold on, first of all, congratulations, world freaking champion Jed Thompson. All right, we can't let that go by.
Hey, yeah, the Kids World's champion, ADCC.
Yes, congratulations. So proud of
Hey,
you.
thank
I'm
you
really
so much.
pumped, man. And next year, you're gonna be like breaking people like you did the PGF.
Hey.
We know this.
Yes, sir. That's the plan. Next year, bro. Next year, I'm coming for the gold. $1 million.
It's your boy Kamoy Rated R Anderson. Follow me on Instagram at Rated R 10P. My thoughts about the event was pretty good, man. The under 80 division, it was next level. Yeah, man. It was pretty exciting. Like, I feel like it will be a big treat if we get something like that every year. Like, we're not used to getting such a high level event so often. So if we do get that every year, that's gonna be amazing, man. I've always been a big fan of the sport, man. No matter what, it could be like the lowest promotion to the biggest, most excited, but I've always been a big fan. More jiu-jitsu, the better. I'm about to jump on a plane, go to Thailand in like 2 days. I got a super fight out there. ADCC rule set on UFC Fight Pass, going against some Russian dude, so catch me on UFC Fight Pass.
My name is Kevin Burbrick, or Truckmaster Flex, it's my nickname. I'm a 10th Planet Black Belt, 3rd degree under Eddie Bravo and Gio Martinez. Dude, I'm just hyped, dude. I'll try to get in this, and I want to get in one of these, so I'm just going to work hard, and I hope there's a qualifier for it or something, you know, but of course, who doesn't want to go for that million, you know, and shit. So, man, I was here cornering my homie Kyle Bain. Didn't work out for him too, but we're just going to work hard, you know, because it's going to happen again next year and shit, you know. So if you also want to talk Kyle Bames right here, you know. Okay, cool. Let's make it sure. Yeah. But, super hyped for this. And, of course, man. Yeah, I'm doing that the trial for that too. I'm going to try Nashville and I forget the other one, maybe Austin. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. But I'm super hyped for PGF, man. So I like the rule set for that a lot, you know. And you'll see Kyle Bain shooting for that too. Hell yeah. Yeah, thanks, guys.
I out here live with Grappling Hour Bullpen. This is the spill out of the people, and we'll get back with you with a correspondent soon. The wondering grappler's wondering, oh, look who I found.
Who am I talking
Look
to?
who I found. This is the Grappling Hour. This is Raf and the boys. They're
What's
on the
up,
bullpen.
guys?
They're on the bullpen.
How you doing?
Just talk to them. You're not actually live.
Oh, okay.
I'll edit it and send
Dude,
it to you.
Raf, man, I miss you, dude. It's been fun out here, but it's just, I've heard that you've been killing it, dude. I wish I could have seen you. Maybe I'll get a chance to catch you tomorrow.
Yeah. You can come through. We'll be there all day tomorrow.
Will Raf be out there, too?
Yeah. He's running all
Sick.
day.
Is he looking at me right
No.
now? Or, he's just on the phone.
Not live. Yeah, I'm just
I
recording.
thought you were like FaceTiming.
We're just recording. No.
At me right now.
Can he see me?
I didn't expect that to get so weird toward the end because I didn't expect it to be so much of a. Is he here right now? No, dude, he's not talking to you.
How does this work?
Is Raf in the room with us?
It's
It's like, is this FaceTime, Kevin? This is like Kevin's mom talking to him. What is Snapchat?
Is this Raf?
Your father
How'd
has
you get
Snapchat
trapped in there?
on his phone.
So those were entertaining, but I don't know if it was more or less entertaining than giving. Well, we gave a microphone to Tim, and he also was able to do some interviews. So, Lord knows what some of these said. Now, Tim, you know what they say. I have not had the ability to quality control these. So that means our audience will be just as shocked as I am. So is there anything that you want to tell us before we throw to these interviews, sir?
I talked to quite a few folks, and I didn't recognize one of them that competed at CGI. But I think I played it off real cool. So
I didn't hear it, but I definitely saw the physical body language.
Yeah.
And we'll leave that to the audience's interpretation here.
Check the look he gives me.
We're live, CJI, immediately after Cade Rotolo and Andrew Tackett. I'm here with the Cholo MMA crew. Tell me your names.
It's Toker from Cholo MMA.
It's Dewey with Cholo MMA.
Thanks, guys. Listen, what's your immediate reaction coming after that match?
That should have been the finals, eh? That was sick, fool.
When the crowd was chanting one more round, what were you chanting?
One more round.
Did you think Craig Jones was kind of messed up because he acted like he was going to do one more round and then he called it off?
I guess you got to follow the rules. So he probably wanted to do another round, but he's got to follow the rules, right?
Who's going to win the $1 million match?
Cade.
He says it like it's a guess. Wrong. Try again.
Cade.
That seems to be the consensus this weekend. Last question, Gabby versus Craig. Who's winning and how?
Gabby, fool.
Are you afraid to vote against Gabby? Are you afraid to pick Craig?
You know, Cholos are not scared of anybody, but I think I'm kind of scared of her. She's down to fight a guy, fool, so I got to go with Gabby.
How's she going to win?
Leche de mamá.
Mother's milk. You heard it here with the Cholo MMA crew. Back to you at the studio. Standing outside T-Mobile Arena. ADCC Day 1 is just wrapping up. And we got one super fight. I guess it's going on inside. Everyone's leaving and they can't get back in. Where are you headed?
Heading to CJI, man. Gonna go check out the CRAIG Jones Invitational. Go check out the finals and see what happens with that.
Do you not want to see who wins the Gordon Felipe fight?
I do want to see what happens, but I know that the finals is a little bit more important to me, so I'll check it out whenever I get a chance on Flow later. So,
who did you come here to see today?
honestly, I came to see a lot of the 10 Planet guys, PJ Barch, Keith Krikorian, just a lot of the 10 Planet guys, Ryan Aiken. He was a big show out last time, so I liked him in trials, and that was kind of the people I wanted to see.
Any surprise today out of the matches that happened?
Honestly, out of some of the surprises, I don't really think I was surprised by a lot, but it's just seeing some of the guys that dropped out and then came in and put on a good show. That's kind of the stuff I was more interested. Like even PJ, he did real good, so I was ready to see him next tomorrow.
What was the thought that crossed your mind when Marigali tapped?
A little bit of shock, but he already got thrown by that earlier, so he should have seen it coming. And a little bit of excitement. I like the Pedigo guys, so
it was good to see them get a good win.
Did you pay full price for your ADCC tickets?
No, I didn't.
Did you buy them on the resale market?
I got them on discount probably a couple months ago. So
Right on, man. Who are you going to see tonight at CJI?
right now, I'm probably gonna go watch the Rotolos. I'll go watch Caden.
Is he going to win $1 million?
I hope he does.
All right, man. Thanks a lot, brother. Get over there safe.
Okay.
Hey, we're here live at CJI. What's your name?
Pat Downey.
Pat. Nice. Pat Downey in the house. Hey, what was your reaction on that last match, dude?
That was sick, man. Fan friendly. That's what you want to see when you're talking about grappling. Not two guys sitting on their ass trying to play footsies and shit. You know, that was real grappling.
In a match like that, I mean, you want to win, but if you lose a match like that, you don't really lose the match.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Your stock doesn't go down, right? Yeah, for sure.
How tough was Rockhold last night?
I give him like a 7.
A 7? He's a pit 7?
Yeah, he's a pit 7. Maybe he's MMA 8 or 9.
Last question. Did you practice with the pit wall, or did you just say, fuck it, I can get this?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have any 45-degree angles being put up in any of the gyms, man. We just treated it like a normal, you know, if I can take you down on a regular wall,
yeah.
I can definitely take you down on a slant.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
right?
Easier, right? So, we didn't modify our training for this, no.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate you, Pat.
My pleasure.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Timothy, let us have a moment here. You are telling me that you, perhaps, if not me, the longest tenured host in all of grappling, that when a man wearing a giant bandage in front of you
Listen, man.
passes by, you don't have the first thought, which is, did he compete, or go to your producer and say, did he compete? Instead, you allow him to say, hi, I am Pat Downey. And then have the moment of, nah, I knew that. I knew that. Everybody knows that. Just a trick from the RAF ESPARZA playbook. I like to do this, which is, I've done it plenty of times. I'll do it to the day I die. I do that. I'm standing here with, okay, thank you. They're like, did you know that's me? Of course it is. Shut up. Anyway, welcome to this. You put it back on them. It's like, of course I know you are. I had no clue who they were. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you hit them with the, tell the people your name.
Well,
as
of
if
course,
you knew the whole time.
because the other thing is sometimes, and we've talked about this, sometimes they have funky names and it's hard to remember them. And even today, when I was like, is it John Calistine or Calistine? Which is it?
Yeah.
Wait, which one is it? Honestly, I'm asking you. John Calistine? Calistine?
Calistine.
I always think, is it like Palestine? And then
I
we say,
know.
and then can you say that right now? Very difficult to understand.
It's Calistine for now.
Shut up. Anyway, so Tim,
Listen.
what say you to that, sir?
Do you know how many guys look like Pat Downey in Tennessee?
None.
Listen, dude, you're not doing me any favors right here. Isaac was like, we got to walk. You know, Isaac is madness.
I
Isaac
understand.
is
That's
madness.
fine.
So we're checking people out. We're walking, and I said, hey man, anyone in particular? He's like, just grab somebody. And so I scan the audience, and I see this dude walking next to me with a wife beater and tattoos, and I'm like, this guy looks like he's down to say some shit, man. So I'm like, hey man, can we talk to you for a couple minutes? And then I saw like he had a little special lanyard on, and I'm like, okay, I don't know, maybe he's like was a VIP guy. And then I'm like, yeah, tell us your name, and then it dawned on me, this is Pat Downey.
So I'm glad you said that in that order, which was, well, I saw him, I saw he was wearing a wife beater, but I didn't see the giant oversized bandage on his shoulder. Now I understand it's a jiu-jitsu tournament.
I thought he just gave blood or something.
Jesus, where do you pull blood?
He just got
there?
a tetanus shot earlier
Like
today.
he pulled blood and he gave blood, and they were like, "Oops, sorry, we forgot."
he got another tattoo.
I thought he stepped on a rusty nail at Casino and had to get a tetanus shot at the clinic.
Gave blood from his shoulder. It's like, nah, just pull that good
I don't know.
stuff.
I thought he got bit by a bat. I
Yeah.
wasn't sure, man. It's like there's this crazy stuff.
Get that
going
I'm
good-
not a doctor.
Get that good mosquito bite.
Listen, man.
So good job, Tim.
Thank
Other
you.
than that, 10 out of 10. I just love the fact that between these videos, we were able to see kind of the spectrum of what people were experiencing about ADCC and Craig Jones Invitational. So one, thank you for going to both. But two, what a fascinating exploration into what people were feeling. We didn't put any airs. We just said, tell us what you're thinking and what you're feeling. And I think the general mood was excitement no matter where you went.
Yeah, the thing that did throw me, though, to be honest with you, is I got waved off by several people at ADCC that did not want to talk. They were not interested in doing an interview. They did not want to talk. And that did not happen at CJI. One dude in the merch line looked at his girlfriend, and she gave him a look like, you're not allowed to talk. And he's like, I don't want to talk, guys. But everybody else was, like, pretty willing to talk, not at ADCC. It was a little tense. It was more tense in there.
Squares at ADCC. Which is
Self-selection,
fun-loving
man.
individuals.
Very odd.
I think it's consistent because here's the one thing that happens is when people come in and attack you at the comment section, there's a loss of irony that is in most of their eyes. They are so lack of fun that it makes it like what we should enjoy talking about the thing we love, but instead they end up getting really defensive about their stuff that I'm like, hey, bud. It's all shits and giggles. We all love jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, it's all wrestling in tights.
You guys don't love it as much as I love it. That's why I'm at ADCC and I am perfectly entertained.
Yeah, that's about how it was.
Clap. No, excuse me, Mr. White Coat. You get away from me. I don't know what this is for. Not quite like our good friend Drew, who, by the way, thank you for the shout out, the man in the bush, which says, post-event interviews on an unofficial post show. Craig better hire you guys next event. Well, I'd like to tell you this. This seems adorable and homely, but perhaps with a little bit more access and time and a centralized place in the venue, we could have given you a lot more too. This is a make good of limitations. All of these guys were provided the smallest of equipment to take with them.
Gosh.
Like it's laughable the plans and contingency things that we came up with, but they were so that we could try to capture this moment. It doesn't appear again. It doesn't happen again like this. So we knew it was good to put it in a time capsule so that you can basically come back, revisit it, and say, like, whatever that thing that was special, we should always try to go for that and that kind of execution for our fans. So on our side, we're happy to do it, but shouldn't somebody be doing it?
Yeah, think what we could do with funding, guys. We may even recognize the competitors.
Funding and access. I can't tell you how envious I was of the folks that were able to actually get to the athletes to talk to them. And I think that we could have really done a really cool thing. I think we're doing a cool thing, but I think we could have done a really cool thing.
Let's put it this way. We are always creative enough to come up with different ideas and thoughts, but I can guarantee you this, it is not for a lack of trying to do it the right way. So everything, I love when people are like, have you guys ever thought about getting a media credential? And I was like, have we?
Like that's not the first thing we thought about. You know, you could like send them an email. They should let you in.
Or when they say something to the effect of, man, yeah, this kind of looks okay. And I'm like, believe me, we see what it looks like. We know. I have much nicer cameras that would do much prettier things. But, I mean, clearly, look at this. This quality's not bad here, people.
It's fantastic.
All right.
Hey, give yourself some credit. Best looking show out there.
Thank you. It's very nice. Anyway, what I will say about it is this. Let's go now to, I think you two were chatting a little bit off air. And now yesterday we were able to do something unique. We've never really done this on the show. And we are really blessed here with two upper belts, two individuals who are able to talk about jiu-jitsu and techniques. And yesterday you just kind of started waltzing on over. But before we make our way over to the side of the mats for our demonstrations, I'd love for you guys to set up what it was that spoke to you and why you wanted to demonstrate what you're about to demonstrate.
Well, I really wanted to be armbarred for a long time. So I asked Kevin, can you work this in somehow? And best moment to do it. You want to walk them through it, Kevin?
So hold on real quick. Okay. Let me get you guys a split screen right here. We had set it up, and for whatever reason, it's not coming up. I like this is right after we give us money.
Yeah.
Hire us. I promise us we're good. I think it switched the cameras on me. I will switch it back. Check this out. On the fly, motherfuckers.
Hey,
all right, there you guys go.
Kevin, you want to walk us through, like, tell us about the move before we do it?
Let's take a moment to recognize that we're actually looking at each other on the screen. And I've had, yeah, look at this. This is coordinated. This is perfect. Like we're actually, this is amazing. Let's go.
Do you have an issue with the arm appearing in Tim's shot?
I don't.
No. That's not for you. You know who you are. Go ahead.
Yeah. You go ahead, Tim. You had a bit you were running.
No, I wanted to be armbarred, and I asked you about it, and it came up, and so I was going to have you tell them what you're going to show them.
Yeah. So I YouTubed what an armbar is. And
armbars for dummies.
I think we've come up with something kind of cool. In reality, like as soon as this happened in the tournament, I had a wave of students message me and go, "Hey, can we learn that?" And yeah. I absolutely can show you guys this. So we're gonna hit this Levi Jones Leary special that he hit on Hulk Barboza off of the Troy bar, the reverse arm bar, may have called it. It's a pretty slick back take. It's really nice.
Let's go. We ready for that, Raph?
Yeah, I think
okay,
so.
Let's do it.
Cool. Oh no, the big reveal. We're not wearing shoes. I'm not losing this tie.
I like that you didn't take the tie.
He tucked it in his shirt. He's a tie tucker.
Yeah.
It means you still mean business.
Yeah. So we're gonna do it on this side. I'm gonna take this arm. So what Levi Jones Leary was running here, he runs this reverse arm bar that's actually become really popular and effective. Some people call it the Troy bar. I think his coach, actually, Lachlan Giles, really likes this technique and named it after a competitor named Troy, who hit it on him, sort of Kimura-esque homage, right? So what he does is he collapses the shoulder so that he can get access right here with this heel. This isolates the arm, and traditionally you can finish with a reverse armbar just by bringing your hips through and pinching your knees. I'm not going to do that to Tim because I like Tim.
Thank you, Kevin.
But instead what we're going to do, there we go. Instead what we're going to do is we're going to post on our forehead. Now, I'm going to have to simulate this because we don't have a Hulk.
What are you trying to say?
In action, Hulk was picking Levi Jones Leary up, and he just rode that posture straight into the back take and allowed Hulk to lift him. We don't have that, so I'm going to do this myself. You're good, Tim. Relax the arm. He's trying to lift.
I was going to lift you, dog.
I've been eating donuts all day. What I'm going to do is turn over and post my forehead just like Levi Jones Leary did, right? And as he goes, he takes his free hand to hook on this leg right here. As he casts over, he collects to make sure that Hulk can't rotate, and his bottom leg is going to kick open here and pass across. From here, he switches into the back take with the body triangle. It's incredibly slick. He hits it seamlessly, and he rides the energy that Hulk gave him with that posture reaction into a nice back take that eventually wins him the match. It's phenomenal work.
What does Hulk do in that situation? Like, what are you supposed to do, man? You just fucking pray?
Yeah,
messed up by getting there?
Yeah, I guess, man. Dude, once they're in on that arm, it is incredibly tough. If you're here, oh shit. Run this Troy bar right quick while he gets the rep, and I'll talk about the defense.
Okay, let me see if I can do it to you.
Yeah. So I don't even know if I could do it. So right here, you need an underhook on this one. Go palm to palm.
Demonstrating that, I'll see if I can get this connection back up, but I hope that you guys like that kind of little new thing that we're doing here on the show.
So you don't have to take your knee off.
I did see that. Thank you so much for that.
You don't have to take your
Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that, Isaac. No, for whatever reason, the connection on my phone just died down for a little bit, but I think we might be able to get it back up here momentarily. But yes, they're basically talking about this concept, this idea of this.
Like step over.
Let's go ahead and put that front camera back on. Let's see if we can get you guys this connection, this camera. And I'm going to come back on over to the demonstration. So hold tight, you guys. We got one more second here. Doing the demonstration and the hosting here. Gents, I'm back on you guys. Let's go ahead and finish out what you were saying. My apologies.
How far did we get?
Pretty good. It's pretty far. But we're going to go ahead and take this back on over.
I'll just put you in the side way. And you should do that.
Bam. We got pretty close. You were just saying that last bit. So what was the last thing you were mentioning? Well, you were asking Tim
About the defense.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's going to show you how to hit the defense.
So we were talking about what the reaction could have been instead of the posture, not to tell Hulk his business, but right here, Tim, you can hop to this side, Raf. He's going to throw me into this reverse armbar. Now, what the reaction Hulk gave was this big posture reaction where he's trying to slip his elbow loose, point his thumb at the chest, and start coming around the corner. When he gives this big posture reaction, that's where Levi Jones-Leary turns over. An alternate option, again, not to tell ADCC veteran his business.
What Hulk should have done.
Yeah, is he can go over the top of this leg right here and block his ability to basically leave or transition the position. I've turned my thumb, this is a big if, I've turned my thumb to face his chest, protecting my elbow. You have to be able to do this because the break is phenomenal here. So when we're here, I have to turn and smash. Luckily, that turn and smash is gonna free up a little bit of slack. You see how I can turn? Prior to this, no shot, no wiggle room. I smash, the thumb's free. I can start to move. If Tim wants to try and break right here, he's gonna have a very difficult time. You can go ahead and try. It's tough work.
Yeah, you can't straighten your arm out.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. From here, the question is, can I pass and keep his knees smashed? Now, that gives access to the legs, so we may have seen Levi Jones-Leary connect directly into his leg game. It's entirely possible. It's just a different route. Pick your demons.
Yeah. Good stuff, man. Thank you.
Shall we head back to the table?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Let's walk back. Nice stuff, Kevin. Appreciate it. My hands are sweaty, sorry. Oh.
I love that they can see that this is now just the three-man operation. So your host is cameraman, while at the same time making sure that everything's running according. I mean, look at this. Listen, look at this efficiency, you guys. Well, bam. And had to troubleshoot on the way over. So thanks to you guys for your patience on that one. It's what happens when our team has to make some adjustments on the fly. But good stuff nonetheless. On your microphones here, gentlemen. Let me see what anybody said, if anything. Oh my goodness. It says it would dope for y'all to be the official post show next year. Just subbed. Well, not just do that. Do us a solid, Mark. Tell Craig.
Yeah.
Tell the people. Tell Seth. Tell the people with the money. Because
Yeah.
I'll tell you this much. We have no hard feelings to any of these people. I just knew they were rushed on a production. And as somebody who works in production, it's a tough gig. Putting on something that massive is a huge undertaking. So I don't fault anybody for having to do what they need to do to get by. But all parties here are very interested to loan their talents. And it says Frozen, and it says, I love this. Love how the other two are still working through the position. Shows you guys love the sport.
Yeah, I'm like, well, I'm gonna pick Kevin's head right here. Like,
it's to us, it's not just do the techniques. I think it's to the crew here. It's this is what you would normally be doing at your gyms. This is how you normally geek out on topics when you're with your friends. And for us here, we have the resources, the gym to be able to do this. And it's our hope tomorrow, maybe to even have some friends here to do this a little bit more. But this is definitely something that we have done our best to make as a little extra bonus feature for you guys who watch this broadcast. So,
dude, if I didn't, I want to answer that whole love that we're still walking through the position. If I didn't love talking about jiu-jitsu, figuring out jiu-jitsu and troubleshooting this stuff, I'm in the wrong career. Flat out, been in the wrong career. The day I don't get excited to talk stuff like that over with my friends, and we're gonna sit here and discuss jiu-jitsu, I'm changing careers. Gotta go.
I mean, it is definitely of this. Oh, well. Interesting. I don't even know what this is. That's such a weird thing. I think they're talking about UFC. And in fact, tonight you had DDP, who was able to get a submission on Israel Adesanya, ended up getting a rear naked choke. That was at UFC 305. So I made a choice. I was going to order it for the guys here, but I can watch a UFC with a number of those people multiple times. Tonight, I wanted to try and give my full undivided attention to our athletes and try to tell the story and paint the picture. And I will tell you this. I think we're going to start to close here tonight, but we are going to regroup in the morning. We'll be here for the pre-show for the ADCC conclusion, the finale. Now, I know some of you are saying, wow, Raf, doesn't Flow Grappling have a pre-show that's going to start at 9:45? And I say, you child, it will not start at 9:45. No, it will not. And neither will we. We'll probably be at 10. But tonight we get a little bit more sleep. And I will warn you, tomorrow, like today, there will be some friends here in attendance. So we ask that you work with us because, you know, it can be a little noisy, but I think that we navigated through these waters very well this afternoon. Before we sign out, I just want to say thank you again to 10th Planet Las Vegas for housing us here today. It has been a remarkable thing that they let us use this space. And as you can see from the technique demonstration over there, it's with purpose. We need a space that we could do this. We could do this in a studio, but I don't want Tim busting his head if anybody's going to be posting for no reason. I feel like this is what makes us a little bit extra special. So
we might get more views, though, if I did bust my head open.
If you're open to it.
Kevin's like, I'll bust you in
How
the
bad
head.
do you want to succeed?
Just, hold on. My God, how bad do you want to be a star? As a reminder, thank you to all of our sponsors. I want to give shout outs to Salt Electrolytes, the official sponsor for today's broadcast. Thank you so much for loving us and giving us your undivided support and attention. You'll see more of them tomorrow. I want to give a shout out to our good friends Gold BJJ. Again, check out this stuff, the Sub Soap body wash, among the many products they offer. They are incredible. They gave us some gear. I've got a new rash guard. I don't tend to get a purple belt rash guard a ton, but I got one because I was like, I should have this, right? Sometimes when people go, do you have a color rash guard? I go, not really.
You're missing out, dude. It's the drippiest rash guard. It's the
sweet.
drippy rank.
It's pretty good. Well, it's the Prince rank.
Yeah, you actually fail upward. It only goes downhill from here.
Look at this.
Wow.
Yeah,
look at this.
Yeah, it's clean.
So get that. Appreciate those guys. Again, Future Kimonos, thank you for sponsoring all of our winners. And I guess, actually, that's the last bit of business I got before we start signing off. Big shout outs to also our friends at Inverted Gear. Thank you for coming in at the last minute as a sponsor. You guys are amazing. We'll be talking all about those guys tomorrow. And I'm happy to announce we have the winner for the 80 kg, the under 80 kg division. And it came down to Levi Jones's Leary's as presented by John Stanton and Cade Rotolo. But yes, Jason Hodkins was able to pull through and become your negative 80 CJI winner.
$1 million.
You'll be getting a nice prize package from our friends over at Future Kimonos. Way to bust that out. I thought John was giving you some resistance there with Levi Jones Leary. It was close. You guys definitely were watching that one with bated breath. And over here, you had Philippe Andrew. I guess I didn't finish this all the way, but it'll make sense. Oh, it's Wong. I know him. Anyway, Wong didn't win anyway, so it doesn't matter. You know who did win? Mama Kyle Chambers. Ended up pitting a Doreen McCann.
Congrats.
Ended up pulling out a win here today. She also picks up a prize package from our friends over at Future Kimonos. I will be in touch with you guys later about that, but tomorrow we will have more raffle prizes, more of you guys seeing how you did, and much, much more. Gentlemen, do you have any closing notes before we get on out of here?
We still have one more day.
Yes.
It's not over.
The slight crack in your voice makes me. We still have one more day.
I'm turning into Joe Biden. I'm like, I need to go to Delaware. I gotta rest, you guys.
He's gonna be on a beach with Jill Biden somewhere, just in a lounge chair. I've never seen somebody more relaxed in their life. Like, I don't have to deal with this bullshit anymore. Anyway, Kev, you have any notes?
This has been fantastic, guys. Please continue to support the athletes that tune in for ADCC. or tune into ADCC and support the athletes. Like, we're all riding this high from CJI. I'm positive you guys are really excited for the future. The future's now. Tune in, support those athletes. They're working their asses off.
Beautifully said. Ladies and gents, it has truly been a great day for grappling. We'll see you back on the mats.